Good evening to everybody. Good evening and welcome back to the Hindu analysis session. So this is me, Praveen Jave. I am again here, our half an hour session where we will discuss some of the important topic of the Hindu newspaper. See, basically this session is all about to discuss some important topic for this year prelims exam. Okay, or for your next year prelims exam for prelims specific. So how you should will find us some important. Okay, how you will find the important news article and how this news article is relevant for your exam point of view. We'll discuss everything in detail. Okay, so let's start without wasting time. Let's start. The first news article you will find in yesterday newspaper, as this is yesterday newspaper. Okay, as I told in our previous class that we started an initiative to discuss last day class, last newspaper, because some of you forget news articles because you are more engaged in today's newspaper. So this will be just like a revision class, just like a revision class for your yesterday newspaper you remember, and today newspaper, both day newspaper you will able to revise at a one day. Okay, so let's start. This is the first article in yesterday's newspaper, that is GSLV F10 fails to put satellite into orbit. Now, as you know that, first of all, you should know you have to appear in prelims exam. So for prelims point of view, this news is very, very important. Okay, and in case of mains perspective, for mains perspective, as you know, we have to study science and technology in GS paper 3. And in GS paper 3, we know that very important topic called space technology. Okay, space technology. Okay, so because this satellite mission was failed, so maybe in UPSC, in prelims, they can ask you a question from different areas. For example, what is GSLV? Okay, why the satellite was failed? Okay, this type of questions maybe they can ask you. And in mains exam, obviously they will have a question on about the future of ISRO planning, as ISRO is a very backbone of our entire technology, because our communication and earth observation satellite, every type of satellite is actually means so all function is operated by the ISRO. That's why maybe a question in mains exam they can ask you. Even in your interview, in interview, UPSC board member can ask you a question from this area also. GSLV, do you think that satellite that is launched by whatever satellite that is launched by ISRO is sometime got failed? Then what should be the reason, and what reform you suggest? What is your viewpoint regarding failure of the satellites, and how means ISRO can improve in such areas? So this is how they can ask you a question from different areas. So when you will read this news article, you will find that this satellite mission was failed because of GSLV F-10 rockets cryogenic upper stage spelled disappointment for the Indian Space Research Organization on Thursday. Okay, so a very important concept is mentioned about the cryogenic upper stage. Okay, or we can say what is cryogenic engine. Okay, what is cryogenic engine? So you have, for prelims point of view, you have to find out the only the concepts. What are the concepts are given here, and how you, what type of questions will be come in your exam. Now they had question from 3 to 4 topics is very important in this case. First of all, we should know what is GSLV, geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle. What is GSLV? How it is different from PSLV, polar satellite launch vehicle. GSLV is different from PSLV. What is the purpose of GSLV? Why GSLV is used in launching such type of satellite? Why there was no PSLV? Okay. Then other important things is about you should know what is Earth observation satellite. Okay, different types of Earth observation satellite. But how the Earth observation satellite is different from your communication satellite. Okay, and a new satellite name is mentioned called EOS-03. This is called EOS-03. It means third number. This is third number of Earth observation satellite. So what is EOS? What will the function played by EOS? As you see last year's question paper, you will find that most of the question in UPSC prelims related to the science and technology, they directly ask about the function and objective of the satellite that is launched by ISRO. For example, resource sat, ocean sat satellite. Okay, already they had a question from Aditya L1 mission. What is the objective of Aditya L1 mission? What was the objective of Chandrayaan 2? Okay, such type of questions already UPSC had asked. So that will help you to understand how you should approach this news article and how you should prepare a question, a topic for prelims point of view. Okay, so you should know about the EOS, means Earth Observation Satellite, and Cryogenic engine. Okay, so we'll start as this news is given in three 4 pages. Like in page 8 is also mentioned about, is the continuation of this news, and explainer in page 10. So in newspaper, yesterday newspaper, you will find the 4 news that is directly related with the GSLV. That's why this news is very, very important for your exam point of view. Okay, now, first of all, we look here. What is Earth Observation Satellite? Okay, as this EOS was the Earth Observation Satellite that was filled. So, Earth Observation Satellite are the satellite equipped with remote sensing technologies. It is about equipped with remote sensing technology. What is the meaning of this remote sensing technology? Means it will capture some of images, important topographical images that will capture the entire Earth. It's like Earth observation. So obviously, it will be captured the entire a type of soils, okay, vegetations, topographic picture will be very easily captured by this type of satellite. So Earth observation is the gathering of information about Earth's physical, chemical, and biological system. So whatever the information is required to know, means which part of the Earth have more dense vegetation, which part of the Earth have more means temperature is very high, or where a cyclone is forming. Okay, where a cyclone is forming, we all get this information with the help of Earth observation satellite. So in UPSC prelims, they can ask you a question: which of the following statement is correct regarding Earth observation satellite? Okay, so Earth observation satellite is equipped with remote sensing technology that capture all the images. Okay, and this main activity of the Earth observation satellite is it get information, gather the information about Earth physical, chemical, and biological system. So many Earth observation satellites have been employed on Sun synchronous orbit. So this is very important to know what is called Sun synchronous orbit. Okay, we have a concept called geosynchronous orbit. Okay, geosynchronous orbit, or we can say geostationary orbit. So this is an orbit just 37, you can say 36,000 kilometer above the Earth's surface, which is means rotation speed of the geosynchronous orbit is similar to the Earth rotation. That's why it's look like stationary. When you if scientists watch this satellite, it look like stationary because rotational speed of this satellite is similar to the Earth rotation, or it capture entire image of the Earth. Similarly, when a polar satellite launch vehicles, when any of the satellite that is launched from south to pole, north pole to south pole, so that synchronized with the sunlight. So whenever, whatever the time, or whenever or wherever when this satellite is cross the equator, sun's light always fall. Okay, so that's why it's called a sun synchronous orbiter. So there is given some of the example of Earth observation satellites like a resource sat to a cartosat 1 to a resat 1 to ocean sat to megatropics, okay, a Saral scat sat or insat 3D R or 3D. These are the some example of Earth observation satellite. Maybe in exam they can ask you question which of the following is not a Earth observation satellite. So that's why this is very important. As you see, this is called a geostationary orbit. So this is the orbit where a satellite captures all the important data from the Earth. Okay. Now about this satellite that is recently launched called EOS. Now it was EOS satellite is a Earth observation satellite. So what is this EOS satellite? So it was capable of imaging the entire country 4 to 5 times every day. This is very important statement. Okay, for exam point of view, maybe they can ask the question which of the following statement is correct regarding EOS satellite. So it was riding on GSLV rocket, or we can say GSLV F10, which has a new payload carrier designed to significantly reduce aerodynamic drag and thus carry larger payload. That's why GSLV is used. Geosynchronous launch satellite launch vehicle is used because weight of this satellite is very heavy, and PSLV is used for those satellites that are lighter weight, and GSLV is used for those satellites which are heavier weight. Okay, this is the main difference between polar satellite launch vehicle and geostationary satellite launch vehicle. Okay, you should always keep this difference in mind. Okay, and this will type of satellite rocket will reduce the aerodynamic drag, because this is the reason why this whenever the satellite is moving with a very high speed toward the space, so obviously friction will be there. That friction will be reduced, and this will not catch fire. Okay, The rocket was supposed to deposit the satellite into geostationary transfer orbit, from where the satellite's onboard propulsion system will guide to geostationary orbit, that is 36,000 kilometers from the Earth surface. This is very important again to know what is geostationary transfer orbit. So geostationary transfer orbit is just 36,000 kilometers above the Earth surface. Why it is called stationary? The word stationary meaning is its orbital speed of the satellite is similar to the orbital speed of the Earth rotation. That's why these satellites look like a fixed in space, but it always in a motion, and rotation speed of the satellite is similar to the rotation speed of the Earth. This is why it is called geostationary satellite. Okay. Now, next important thing is here, we should know what is geostationary transfer orbit. Now, this geostationary transfer orbit is a circular orbit positioned approximately 35,900 kilometers above the Earth equator and having a period of same duration and direction as the rotation of the Earth. This is again an important concept you should know in exam. They can ask you a question: which of the following statement is correct about geostationary transfer orbit? So you should know this is the orbit where you will find which is the fixed. An object in this orbit will appear stationary relative to the rotating Earth. This is the GTO is meaning geostationary transfer orbit. Okay, see the suppose this is the Earth. From Earth, the satellite will be launched. Then it will be launched in this manner, and then it will be fixed with a 36,000 kilometer above the Earth surface. Okay, so what will be the main function performed by this EOS satellite? So this EOS satellite is the Earth observation satellite, was meant to provide almost real-time images. It will provide real-time images. Okay, real-time images means whenever a situation occurred, like any of the place where disaster happened. So that will provide a real-time image. What is exactly happening? Like cyclone formation. Cyclone is forming, so when it will be hit the coastal area, that is called a real image. Okay, real time image of large part of the country, and would have been used for monitoring water bodies like melting of glaciers. We This is the because of the consequence of the climate change. Okay, how a river changed its path, and we know some of the river like Kosi river, that is called Soro Bihar. Damodar river is called Soro Bengal. So how this river are changing its course, water bodies, type of groundwater availability, every type of means information will get: crops, vegetation, forest cover, natural disaster such as flood and cyclone. So remember in exam again, another type of question they can ask you: which of the following will be a function performed by EOS-03 or Earth Observation Satellite? Okay, so this will allowing for a quick monitoring of natural disaster, could have helped provide warning for natural disasters such as cyclone, cloudbursts, and thunderclouds. Okay, this is very difficult to know when an earthquake will be occur. Okay, this is because this is entirely a Earth interior phenomena, but phenomena that is happening on the surface of the Earth, like cyclone का formation होना, cloud burst का formation होना, thunder clouds. So we can easily study the stages, as this cyclone is not randomly formed. There is some location and there is stages. There is step by step the cyclones become a super cyclone. So with the help of the satellite, we understand the formation cyclone, what condition is forming there, what is the actual temperature of the seawater when the cyclone is forming, and after that, how cyclone, what is the path of the cyclone, whether it hit the Tamil Nadu coast or whether it will be hit the Andhra Pradesh or Odisha coast. We can easily identify it, and we can warn the people of particular area. We can give a warning type, or we can relocate the people on time so that we can able to reduce means economic means damages, and also death. We can protect the death of many of the people. The cyclones, cloudbursts, and thunderstorms, this type of things will be very easily studied by this Earth observation satellite. Now, ISRO said that very soon they will again relaunch this satellite after the correction of all the mistakes that had done in this time, means launching time. So very soon ISRO will come with this satellite, because these satellites play a very important role for entire management of our India. Okay, that will help to know forest cover, vegetation, crops, flood, cyclone, because this type of geophysical phenomena is happening very dangerous because of the climate change. So for disaster management point of view, this type of phenomena we should study in advance. Okay, so as this was launched in the GSLV, the GSLV, what is the meaning of this GSLV? GSLV expands for Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. Okay, So GSLV Mark II is the largest launch vehicle built by India. See, remember, maybe in exam they can ask you, GSLV Mark II was built by India along with Russia. So it is like it built by India and is capable of longer ranges and higher load carrying capacity. That's why we use a GSLV, not using a PSLV. Okay, because its weight is very high. Hence, GSLV are used to launching larger satellite to higher orbit. This is key statement here. You must know GSLV are used for launching larger satellite to a higher orbit. Now, GSLV is basically a three-stage vehicle. Again, a point here. It is a three-stage vehicles with solid, liquid, and cryogenic stages respectively. Now, this was what was the reason behind for failure of this mission? This failure was mission because of the third stage. First and second stage was successful, but in third stage, cryogenic stages. In that cryogenic stage, it was because some technical problem. It was not provide a boosting power, and that's why mission is completely failed. Okay, the second liquid fuel powered stage is powered by the Vikas engine. The third stage, based on cryogenic rocket engine, used liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. So first, a very simple question they can ask in exam: cryogenic engine uses what type of fuel? So it uses fuel like a liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. This is the very important statement. Means you should know the means type of fuels. Now, you should know difference between PSLV and GSLV. So, India has two operational launcher, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle and Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. So, PSLV was developed to launch low Earth orbit satellite into polar and sun synchronous orbits. It has since proved its versatility by launching geosynchronous, lunar, and interplanetary spacecraft successfully. So, Chandrayaan mission was launched by PSLV. On the other hand, GSLV was developed to launch the heavier INSAT, okay, class of geosynchronous satellite into orbit. In this third and final stage, GSLV uses indigenously developed cryogenic upper stage engine. So this cryogenic engine is basically developed by India. It is not any contribution of any of the foreign country. This is the indigenous built by India itself. ISRO built by India itself. Okay, let's see in detail further what was the reason behind for failure. So the performance of the first and second stage was normal. However, the technical anomaly prevented the ignition of the GSLV F-10 rocket cryogenic upper stage. So this was the main reason behind the failure. Okay, GSLV F-10 and ISRO's 8 flight within the indigenous cryogenic engine and the 14 GSLV flight. Okay, so this is the important information you should know about the failure of this mission. Okay, now, what is cryogenic engine? So, cryogenic means a low temperature. Okay, what is the meaning of cryogenic? It means low temperature. Simple meaning of cryogenic means low temperature. So, it refers to a technology of sub-zero temperature, and cryogenic engine use liquid oxygen as the oxidizer and liquid hydrogen as the fuel. So, oxygen can be kept in liquid state below minus 183 degrees Celsius temperature, while hydrogen required the temperature below minus 253 degrees Celsius to be in a liquid form. Moreover, the liquid oxygen is very reactive. This is the cryogenic engine. Okay. So much care is required to ensure that both come in contact only in combustion chamber. Use of the liquid fuel instead of solid fat help in the engine produce greater thrust. The engine capability is thus of placing the heavier payload. So this is the reason why we use the liquid hydrogen, not a solid fuel, because this will provide a greater thrust. You know, the thrust is required when a satellite is launching, so it required a thrust. Okay, so this thrust means this is the upward movement of the force that required the movement of the slide upward. That is called the thrust, and this is basically produced more by a liquid fuels as compared to solid fuel. This is the main reason. Okay, now our next important news article here is very important for again for current your environment point of view, prelims exam and in mains exam, your GS paper 3 environment. Okay, so common survey to conduct elephant and tigers. So till now we have a separate survey to count the population of elephant, to count the population of tiger. But now the government decided that both the species will be now counted simultaneously. Okay, so estimation method will be a harmonized. This is called a very important steps taken by a conservation point of view, biodiversity conservation, for counting both the type of species at the same time. So from December, India will move to a system that will count tiger and elephant as a part of common survey. The tiger survey is usually held once in a 4 year, and elephant are counted once in a 5 year. This is very important. Again, information. They can ask you which of the following statement is correct regarding a survey of elephant and tiger. So tiger surveys happen every 4 years, and elephant are counted in every 5 years. So Environment Minister Bhupendra, see, according to the most recent 2018-19 survey, there were 2,997 tigers in India. Okay, data is important here. For such type of information news, data is important, because in films they can ask you question, data. So according to the last count of 2017, there were total number of 29,964 elephants in India. So total means number of population 2,997 is the number of tigers in India. Okay. World Elephant. This is called a World Elephant Day, made public to population estimation protocol to adopted in all India elephant and tiger population survey in 2022. Okay, so why it is was, see here the Wildlife Institute of India is also mentioned. So let's discuss this news in detail. Okay, so this is the given from December. India will move a new method for counting tiger and elephant together. The announcement was made on 12th August, which is celebrated as World Environment, World Elephant Day. Okay, this is called World Elephant Day. This is important. Maybe exam they can ask you 12th August is celebrated is what? World Elephant Day. Okay. Now tiger survey is usually held in once in 4 years, and elephant are counted once in 5 years. Very important statement. Now, how are the tiger and elephant number estimated till now? अभी तक क्या process था? So this is because of Wildlife Institute of India. Again, I am mentioned a very special note here. You must go through a Wildlife Institute of India. What are the function of the Wildlife Institute of India? How it was established? Okay, and what are the procedure behind for established? Whether it is work under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 or Environmental Protection 1986. Okay, so you should must know go through both the act. So where its headquarters is Dehradun, which is affiliated to the Environment Ministry, has standardized the protocol in place, which is used by the state to estimate tiger numbers. Okay, based on sighting in camera traps. Okay, tigers have a what is this? We make tigers unique. There is whatever steps you see on the surface body of the tiger that are very different. Not two tigers have the same stripes. They are very different. So on the basis of camera trapping, they count the number of tigers. Indirect estimation method like this is called pug mark of the tiger they use to count. Okay, so these are some methods. Elephant numbers largely rely on states directly counting the number of elephants. The very big animals, so it is very good, easy to count the animals in the forest. Okay, no need to put a camera, all these things. So, but it is now decided that both will be now counted simultaneously. Okay, so in recent year, technique such as analyzing dung sample have also been deployed to estimate the birth rate and population trends in elephant. So remember, dung sample is used in counting the elephant populations also and birth rate. So there were 299 tigers and 29,964 elephants. So what is the purpose of this survey? Why the step is taken to count these both tigers and elephant together? So given that 90% of the area occupied by the elephant and tiger is common, this is the main reason. Okay, the protected area of tiger reserves and elephant reserve both are common. Once estimation method are standardized, having a common survey can seemingly save costs also, because counting of animals and tiger required some expenditure. So that expenditure will be reduced if because of the both the animals share are 90% of the area. That's why same common techniques will be utilized for counting the both type of animals. Okay. Another important news article for prelims point of view is the first time you will see the name. This is called Al Muhammad Al Hindi. Al Muhammad or Al Hindi. So India, Saudi Arabia begin a naval exercise. Okay, this is called naval exercise. This is called Al Muhammad or Al Hindi. So what is called Al Muhammad? Al Muhammad and Al Hindi is the maiden bilateral naval exercise between India and Saudi Arabia. So again, this is very important for your upcoming prelims exam. Maybe in prelims exam they can ask you naval exercises. So which one? They can ask you consider the following pair type as the following type of question also. Malabar exercise. Okay, then Surya Kiran exercise between which of the following country. So in that case, remember Al Muhammad and Al Hindi. This is the exercise between India and Saudi Arabia. And what type of exercise? This is called a naval exercise, means Navy exercise. The sea phase of the exercise began on Thursday. A Navy officer said the Indian Navy visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was set rolling with the flag officer commanding Western Fleet, Rear Adam. Okay, so this is a important one. Okay, so that's all for today, and we'll meet you again in our next video, where we'll discuss again a very important specific news article related with the current affair from your the Hindu newspaper. Okay, thank you and good night.